Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Teach in Thailand podcast by SINE Education. My name's Natalie. I'm SINE's social media and marketing manager, and today I'm going to be bringing you an episode all about what to expect from your first month in Thailand. Whether you're moving here to teach at a SINE school, another school or agency, or you're just making a very exciting move over to Thailand or even thinking about it, this video will have lots and lots of tips for you. And we'll tell you exactly what to expect from your first month here, though I will be providing a lot of context specifically for teachers and SINE teachers. So you've accepted your job offer from SINE, you've booked your flight, and it's time to go. You've probably just stepped off a very long flight, so you'll be excited to stretch your legs and see some sunshine too. It's very likely that you'll be arriving into one of Bangkok's 2 airports, and from those airports you can choose a bus, train, or even a Grab taxi or other metered taxi to get you into the city centre before you start your training. There are probably going to be a couple of priorities. 1, food. You will find plenty of food in Thailand wherever you are, whether it's a quick meal from 7-Eleven or a street vendor or a restaurant. But number 2 is that you're going to want to get connected to the internet. Thailand has a lot of free Wi-Fi, so you'll be completely fine, but we would recommend getting yourself a SIM card as soon as possible. You can get a tourist SIM card at the airport, which may last anywhere from 7 days to 30 days. You can also get that from 7-Eleven. But what we'd recommend, as you will be coming here to teach for many months, up to even a year or more, we'd recommend going to a phone service provider shop like True or AIS. Bring your passport and you can sign up for a long-term SIM card. You can then manage all your payments in the app. You don't need to constantly switch your SIM card from one tourist SIM to another. Having a permanent phone number is really important though, because you can use it on apps like Line and Grab, any other local apps that you need. If you need to call us at the office at SINE, or maybe your new friends want to call you, it's really good to have that permanent number down within your first couple of days in Thailand. So with SINE Education, if you join us at the start of a term, so in May or October, we will have made a Facebook group and a Line messaging group. So it's up to you when you arrive if you'd like to reach out to people in your cohort and see if they want to meet up. That weekend before training starts is yours to enjoy the city with. In previous cohorts, we've had teachers meet up on the weekends so that they stepped into the training room on the Monday, knowing quite a few people. But if you don't do that, that's completely fine. So let's talk about the training week and what to expect. You will be spending 4 or 5 days at our training centre in central Bangkok. This training is such a good opportunity to acquaint yourself not only with the office staff, but your network of teachers who are going to be across Thailand. And no matter where you'll be stationed in Thailand, no matter where your school is, you will be doing your training in Bangkok. So you might know people in northeast Thailand, in central Thailand, or in the Bangkok city centre. So you'll have friends all over the country from day one. Training is a great opportunity, of course, to throw yourself into the SINE curriculum. We will have trainers there who are existing teachers with SINE who is absolute superstars, and they will show you everything that you need to know about the textbooks, how to use those, classroom management tips, sample lessons, the methodologies of teaching with SINE Education, and you'll have plenty of opportunity not only to watch demo lessons, but to practice teaching the lessons too. It's really, really fun and relaxed. You're not being graded on any of this. It's just an opportunity for you to practice before you get into your classrooms for real. And it's also a great opportunity to ask questions to the trainers too, because they've been doing the job that you're about to do. And other things that we cover on training are things like Thai culture, language basics, customs, things to expect when you get into your school, and also importantly, uniform checks. The first day of training is your first chance to make a really good impression on your co-workers, but also the SINE team. So if you turn up in a hoodie, that's not going to be very impressive. But if you show up in your best teacher outfit, for our male teachers, that will look like a suit and tie. Ties are very important on your first day at school, so please wear a tie. For women, that might look like a shirt and long skirt or a lovely dress. We do encourage you to express yourself, but it's worth noting that at the time of this recording, Thailand is in a national mourning period. So teachers and government workers are actually asked to wear more muted colours. Our team will be there also to provide feedback on the uniform that you wear. So if you have any questions about uniform, if you want to ask if your outfit's okay, we'll be able to provide you some honest feedback before you go into your schools. For me, when I did my training, of course, I really loved learning all of the SINE materials, doing demo lessons. It was genuinely really, really fun because I personally hadn't taught before, and the SINE methodology is only taught in SINE schools. So even if you have taught before, you won't have taught on our curriculum. It's really fun to practice and get feedback on your methods. But what really, really stood out to me at training was just getting to know new people. These people are from all corners of the world and they all have their different reasons and stories for wanting to move to Thailand. We organise socials for all the new teachers, and on one of the days you get to do a scavenger hunt around Bangkok. I won't spoil it for you, but that's a really good way not only to get to know the Thai team, but also your teammates who are going to be either at your school or in a neighbouring school to you as well. And you may be wondering, okay, how do I get to my school? On the last day of training, we ask you to bring all your luggage with you to the training centre, and in the afternoon, we will send you off in minivans to your locations. So if you'll be situated in Bangkok, you probably won't need one, but if you'll be situated outside of Bangkok, in Isan, central Thailand, we'll definitely have a minivan for you to take all your belongings and yourself and the people who are going to be working in your school or surrounding area to your area. So what happens when you actually arrive in your new location? Your school coordinator may have accompanied you on the bus from Bangkok to your location. They may meet you on the other side, or they may meet you the next day on the weekend to show you rental apartments that they've recommended to you. So you will have already received a small brochure with some options of rental agreements, but it's unlikely that you would have signed a lease just yet. You'll probably want to view the apartment first. If you're situated quite far away from Bangkok, we'll put you up in a hotel that night just so you don't have to worry about finding a lease in the evening. And at the earliest convenience, which will probably be the next day, your school coordinator will help you view some apartments, talk to the landlord, and it's likely that you'll sign a lease on that day and be able to move your stuff in straight away. So the expenses that you need to sign a rental agreement will be 2 months deposit and 1 month's rent up front. So it's good to have the money with you ready to go for this expense. If you want to have a look at apartments before you arrive, you could use a website like ddproperty.com just so you get an idea of how much money gets a small studio or a 1-bedroom apartment in different locations before you arrive. And of course, if you've already accepted your offer, you'll be able to look at apartments in that area that you've accepted. And your school coordinator will also recommend some buildings that are well managed, the landlords are friendly, that are also in a good commutable distance away from the school. So finding an apartment here is not stressful, it's very relaxed, and you can often sign a lease on the same day, so you'll never have nowhere to stay. And that's a huge milestone, is signing a lease on an apartment, moving your stuff in. What you get to do now is take a look around and acknowledge that you've just moved countries, you've done that for yourself, and you've got an exciting new job to start. Apartments are always furnished, but you might want to buy some bedding, some decorations, some cooking utensils, things like that to keep you going. But most apartments have everything you need to start with. So then you can focus on your exciting new job. Schools may start the Monday after training, but some schools go back a week later. So your school coordinator will always let you know in advance which of the two it will be. On some occasions, you might be invited to go to your school a couple days before the term starts to acquaint yourself with the grounds of the school, maybe to set up your classroom, to see your office, to meet your team and the school director. It really varies school to school. So once school starts, the first month after training really is just about settling in and being really patient with yourself throughout the process. There's a lot of new culture, language, and a whole new job to start as well. So be patient with yourself in that first month. For me, when I started teaching, I had 24 different classes in 1 week to meet, to get to know different age groups as well. As the weeks went on, by the time I'd seen the students 2 or 3 times, I'd already gotten to know the classes. The fact that the SINE teaching materials were already loaded up onto the computer box made things really, really smooth. The actual course content wasn't difficult to jump into at all. It was figuring out different ways of increasing the energy of the more quiet classes and getting through to them. and how I could manage the excitement of the more energetic classes and retain their focus on the materials. And that's really something that, whilst we cover it in training, it will take some practice, trial and error on you as a teacher in order to find out what works best for you and your school. But by the time you've completed 1 month with them, or even 4 weeks, you'll have it nailed. Another thing that you'll be getting used to is just the way that Thai schools work. They have a lot of celebration days. You may come into school one day and find that actually it's a teacher retirement ceremony, so you don't have any classes for the first period. What you then do get is to watch an amazing moment. I actually nearly cried at the teacher retirement ceremony that I got to participate in at my school. There's also things like Y Crew Day, which is a teacher appreciation day, Scout days, Army days, sports days. There are so many exciting things going on at Thai schools which you can participate in too. The one thing that you need to be aware of is that your schedule may change on those days and it may be last minute, but that's something else that you need to get used to in Thailand. You'll find that you become a way more patient and adaptable person here after you've been living in Thailand for a little while. And what can you expect outside of school, outside of your brand new job? Well, like I said earlier, be patient with yourself. You may be slightly more tired in the first couple of weeks, but don't let that stop you from exploring your local area. Make friends with your other SINE colleagues, make friends with the other teachers in your office. You may also have other foreign language teachers like Japanese language and Chinese language. I've seen schools that have French teachers too. So there will be a lot of people in your office from different places. So make an effort to communicate with them, make friends. If someone invites you to go out for a coffee, take them up on it. If you want to join a gym, find a gym. You might be surprised, but even in the smallest towns, there's probably a little run club, an outdoor aerobics club. When I personally was teaching in the town Nangrong, which is a small town an hour away from Buriram, there was a running track around the lake, which was gorgeous. I walked around there with my colleagues at night time. And also, if you make friends or if you have yourself a car or motorbike, you can go and visit loads of other places surrounding your area too. If you're in Bangkok, well, your options are literally endless. Run clubs, social clubs, women's communities, faith communities, anything you could ever want, you can find that in Bangkok, but also in the smaller towns. So make the most of it. Use your weekends, use your evenings, and save international travel for your school breaks. There's so much to see in Thailand itself. Whether it's a long weekend or you decide to drive somewhere for the weekend, there are so many beautiful spots within the country that you basically never have to leave. Really, your first month is all about orienting yourself within Thailand, exploring your new area, making friends and connections, learning a little bit of Thai as well. I would highly recommend doing that. Taking in some Thai cultural activities, Muay Thai, Morlam shows, anything you can think of, anything that you want to try. You'll be so excited to try that in your first month, as well as getting used to the school curriculum, trying to nurture bonds with your students, making friends with your other teachers, and just really, really connecting with everyone who is new in your life, because this is a huge, huge change. Something that some people do once in a lifetime. Some people end up staying here for 10 plus years. It's really what you make it. So don't forget to take pictures, videos. If you're a SINE teacher, you can also contribute to our blog and document your experiences that way. Lots of our teachers also have started TikTok accounts or social media pages or their own blogs documenting their life here in Thailand, because in the blink of an eye, the weeks pass and suddenly it has already been a month. Just enjoy the process. Thank you so much for watching or listening to this week's episode of the Teach in Thailand podcast. We are on YouTube and Spotify. We are also on Instagram, TikTok as well. So if you'd like some more information about anything, you can DM us. You can scroll through our videos. They're very informative for prospective teachers. And don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next episode.